Well, it's 2 o'clock. I've got 210 acres of wheat fertilized. That's with us stopping and running to the gas station and eating a chicken strip. So what I gotta do now is I gotta pull my stream bars off as bad as I hate to. My old sprayer, I could leave them on. It wasn't ideal, but when you're swapping back and forth, it made life easier. But with these, you got that bar up there and you just ain't got the room to, well, I don't know. See what I can do here. I wonder if I can. Well, maybe I can leave them on. With some ingenuity here, let's see what we can do on all of them. Might not have to pull them off. We got swapped over to our nozzles. We're running this dual flat fan setup. Got 2 tips on it. One's a spray forward and one sprays backwards. And as you can tell, we got them alternated here. Got a blue tip and a brown tip. Well, you know, they flip-flop. Every other one, the blue tip will be forward, then the brown tip blue, brown, blue, and it's supposed to get excellent coverage. This is my first time running them. We're gonna try them out. We zipped right over that. Fertilizer. Maybe I covered everything I wanted to talk about on it. It's hard to. You're running that machine, it's hard to keep track of everything you want to say. Right there's 40 PSI. Might have to go get her some interlock. Floating around pretty good. I don't know if we got any left on the trailer or not. Well, that's one heck of a concoction we got in there. I told you what I was doing, but I think it got stuck on time lapse. Let's make sure it ain't on time lapse now. But what we're running 8 ounces of Palisade, 2 ounces of pre-Exor, which is a fungicide, 2 ounces of Topaz, which is a fungicide. So you got a preventative and a curative type fungicide in there. You got 1.28 ounces of Grizzly, which is an insecticide, and Palisade Grizzly. Of course, we got our Master Lock in there, which is a kind of a surfactant drift reduction agent combo. That's pretty much it. I think Palisade Grizzly fungicide. Drift reduction. It ain't terribly bad today. The trees is moving around a little bit, but with the drift reduction agent in it, I feel pretty comfortable running today. So when we get this filled up, I'll come back and talk to you a little more. Got her agitation on, getting all that good stuff stirred up. I'll have to go back in here on my screen and change a few things. We put some mirrors on the old gal today. She's had to work. Maybe wish she could go back to her old home. Now this is kind of like what I like to say on the way. Nice and nice and uniform. You know, I wish it was tailored out a little more where you couldn't see the drill tracks. Maybe when it heads out a little more. Maybe when it heads out, it'll fluff out and cover them drill tracks. We got this old 4630 rocking and rolling today. There's the light planted way over across the ditch. We're probably about We're probably about 2 weeks out from running the Palisade on it. It needs to get a little more size on it and till her out just a little more if you can. So they say the timing is Feekes 4 through 8. And you know, Feekes 4 is right there when it finishes tillering from what I've read. Well guys, I had a blonde moment. I was fixing to start cussing my little sprayer. It wouldn't spray. It kept saying, spray off, spray off. My bull crap, I got the button on. And I went to push the hydro to take off, and I realized I had it in 4th gear, road gear, and it won't spray in road gear. So I learned something today. But the reason I'm running this Palisade is last year that weight we had was very good. Best weight crop I ever had. If you could throw one field out, everything else went over 90, which is by far the best weight crop I've ever had. But when you make good weight, you also make a lot of straw. Now, I called and talked to some people about it, applying Palisade, and their opinion was, you know, that you're still taking the same amount of straw into the combine, because you got to get down there below the heads. But the straw is shorter, and especially on the inroads, you shouldn't have to worry about lodging as much. And when I say lodging, that means your weight gets down and lays on the ground. It's just because the heads are so heavy and the straw is so tall that it can't support itself. So we're running a Palisade this year. First year we've ever done it. I've been reading about a week on the timing. And with the weather forecast we've got coming up, I decided to pull the trigger on the timing. We're on the early end of the timing, which everything I've read says that you want to be on the early end of the timing, especially if you're wanting to shorten it up some. And we're wanting to shorten it up some. One variety I got out of here is a medium tall variety. It's an exceptional yielder, but it likes to get tall on you. It's the best variety I've found so far that'll tolerate wet feet. You know, wheat likes well-drained soils, and that's just something we don't have a lot of in West Tennessee in the springtime. The reason we're trying Palisade this year is just that wheat straw got big and rank, and it led to some planting issues. And we're trying to avoid some of those planting issues this year. And I don't want it to sound like I think I know everything there is to know about wheat. I've still got a lot to learn about wheat, but I'm trying to do a better job. When I started farming, you know, around 2012 there, I like to grow wheat. I've always liked growing wheat. But I tried to be conservative on it. You know, save money. And all I was doing was shorting myself. One big thing I was doing was not putting enough fertility out on my wheat. You know, I was putting 100 units of nitrogen, but that nitrogen ain't doing you no good if you ain't got no P and K and you ain't got no sulfur out there to support it. I reckon I've spent about all winter reading on how to try to make better wheat. And we might not make better wheat, but if you're going to grow wheat, I urge you, if you don't do anything else, do two things. Spray it in the fall for weeds with a product like Zidua. That's about the best there is. Either Roundup Sharpen and Zidua or Gramoxone and Zidua about 4 days after you plant your wheat before your wheat emerges. Or you can do your burn down before you plant and come back after your wheat is emerged with your Zidua. But that's the first thing, is burn down in the fall and use a good pre-emerged chemical like Zidua. And then the second thing I urge you to do, that fungicide and heading is critical. And that was a lot of my yield obstacle, was just not putting the fungicide on and heading when I started. I've seen times it'd be 20 bushel difference on the fungicide and heading. But when I started, my yields was in there. My yields was in there in the 60s. I mean, that's just a young guy starting out with no knowledge at all. And like I said last year, with the exception of one field that averaged like 75 that had a lot of wet holes in it, everything else averaged over 90. But we've raised our wheat yield conservatively, I would say 20 bushel to the acre. On a good year, it's more like 30 bushel to the acre. One thing I like about wheat, you done spend all winter in the shop, you know, and it's the first field work you get to do, you know. You get to go back to the field, you get to run some equipment again. But that's one reason we bought this sprayer. One was just the amount of trips we go over this weight. We'll go over this weight 5-6 times. Would you shut up? My goal was to average 100 on all my hill farms and, you know, 70 on all them wet bottoms y'all seen me run, but I don't think Mother Nature's gonna work with us this year. Just too wet early. And it may surprise me. I'm not giving up on it. Well, we had us a pretty big day spraying wheat yesterday. Ran over 300 and something acres. That would have been a big day with the old Patriot. Started about 8 o'clock that morning, and we was running a fairly high rate. I mean, anywhere from 15 to 17 gallons of liquid. One thing we did, we had the water trailer out in the field yesterday. That sped up things a lot compared to pulling out of the tank. Ran about 120 acres of Palisade, so big day with the sprayer. Yesterday was the first day I've really cut it loose, and I was really impressed with the performance of the sprayer. Really got over a lot of acres and got over them quickly, which was what we were looking for with the sprayer. So said a lot of stuff about weight yesterday. I don't want y'all to think that I think I know everything about weight. I'm just telling you things that we're trying on our farm, things that have worked for us, and things where you're trying to hopefully raise our wheat yields. I wouldn't just take my word for stuff. I would seek a agronomist advice on what they're doing on wheat. Get more than one opinion than just mine on what to do on the wheat crop. But I'm hoping for some big yield numbers this year on our wheat. Last year was the best wheat year we ever had. The wheat last year just looked a lot better though than what we got this year. It was a whole lot more uniform. I think we was just set up for a better year last year than this year. We'll see. I haven't gave up on this wheat yet. We're still trying our best to give it everything it needs to live up to its full potential. So main thing we got left on our wheat is we've got one more shot of nitrogen. So this wheat, most of the wheat's got around 80 units of nitrogen on it already. So and we'll be looking at putting 30 to 40 more on it. We're going to be in that 110 to 120 range. This second application, we'll see how things pan out, how the wheat looks. We'll probably get some satellite imagery on the wheat and use that to make our final decision on nitrogen application. And then after that, we'll have one more shot of fungicide at flowering on the head to prevent from getting head scab on it. Head scab is a disease here in West Tennessee that'll just eat your lunch on wheat if you don't spray for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if I can help you in any way, just let me know.